So this afternoon is on the Property Winners Handbook. So it's not Property Losers Handbook, Property Winner. So this is a game. If you talk about property investment, I personally think that it's a game. So in any game, like Olympic game, we send our competitors there is to win. It's not to lose, right? So in the first place, we need to be in the game. So when we are in the game, we strive to win. So today's sessions covers quite a lot of information that I would like to share with you based on my personal experience and also my observation on successful winners who have made it in the real estate investments. Actually, in ERA, besides the ERA Property Mega Show, we have an annual, or rather a biannual signature event known as the Millionaire Investor Masterclass, where we will review more of our personal investments. That means what we have invested that has helped us in our real estate journey. And that will be the coming one in November this year. So stay tuned. We'll give you more information across all our social media platforms. Like I say, real estate investment is a game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. If you ask me a question whether I lose money in property investment, my answer to you is yes. I do lose money in property investments. I lost money in my investments in HDB resale properties. I also lost money in my investment in condominiums in Sentosa because I did a sub-sale and I'm not able to flip it in time before the global financial crisis. So there are many experiences that I've accumulated that have taught me lessons. And this afternoon is a short time for me to engage with you on some of the lessons that helps me very much in my real estate journey. So real estate investment encompasses risk. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Try to minimize the losing one and maximize the winning one. And because it encompasses risk, we need to have a disclaimer like this. All right? Otherwise, whatever I tell you, you go and do, and then you lose money, you come back and say, hey, you teach me this, but I lose money. Real estate encompasses risk. Like all game, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. All right? So disclaimer applies. So today I'm going to we'll be sharing with you 4 main things. All right? Categorized as real. R-E-A-L. So I tell you real things. I don't smoke you. I'm not a marketing person. I'm a person that based on facts and evidence by experience. So real means, number 1, resource. Number 2 is, we talk about entry. And number 3, I am talking about affordability. And number 4, locations. Because they always say property is about location, location, location. But I think so. It is locations do play a part, especially if we deep dive into the locations that helps property owner makes a lot of money. Would you like to know that? Very good. So today I'm going to talk about these 4 things. Number 1, resources. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what is resources? Money. Give the gentleman a big applause. Yes. It's about money. You know, to many of us, money means is to spend away. So you get your paycheck. Okay, later give to the one that have attract this money.
Not for me.
Money is meant to spend. So for every dollar that you earn, you go and spend it away. At the end of the month, negative. Got to borrow money from your brother or your sister. How many of you are like that? Because you are someone that believe in this, that you got money, you spend. Then there is always another group of people who thinks that money is for family. So everything he or she does is for the family. Never pamper himself or herself. Never do anything for himself or herself. Everything is for others. So it's very sacrificial. So at the end of the day, actually, at the end of your life, you think about it, is it worth it to do so many things for others and not for yourself? So there's also people who means that, hey, money is go holiday. So work very hard, play very hard. Okay, so why am I talking about this? Is have you ever thought about money as a means to make more money? money is a multiplier. If I have a lot of money, I can multiply it to have a lot of money. Have you ever thought about that? This is the real estate game. If you have some money in hand, you can convert this money into an asset, and the asset can grow more money for you. That's what I'm talking about. So in the first place, in order for us to be financially rich, we have to be financially right. This is what we pitch in ERA to our agents out there and to our consumer out there. We want our agents to empower our consumer with the right knowledge, with the right information. And what means is you will benefit because you will be empowered to do things that is financially right. So that is our mission. So financial planning is very important. How many of you are very young, just step out of national service or from your studies and just started to work? Remember, raise hand can attract money, Anna. How many of you are there? Okay, very good. Young lady, gentlemen out there, very good. I like you, man. Money also like you. You know what? You just start off, always remember this. You need to have financial planning as early as possible. Just like earlier on, the early speaker also talked about this. Buy property as young as possible. Financial planning as young as possible. Okay, in Singapore, we have a lot of statistics. And one of the statistics by the Department of Statistics shows that Singaporean is one of the longest life expectancy, which means we live very long. Like until how old? 83 years old. Hey, how come there was a decline most recently? Yeah, it was COVID. So otherwise, it was 85. So can you imagine this? At whatever age you are now, can you do a simple subtraction? 85. Okay, we count 85, huh? Or you want to count 83? 85 minus your age, how long more? So that is the time that you need money, because that money is able to live your life. With respect, with dignity, and also with comfort. So this is what I'm talking about. You have to be financially ready for that time when you stop work. All right, so young, if you can plan earlier, the better, because you got more time horizon. Whereas we get older, or as we get more senior, we have to plan also. If you fail to plan, then you have to leave your plan to the government, which will only provide that CPF that you have saved so far, or the HB flat that you have been staying in for so far. Okay, so if you want something more, then of course, let's deep dive into what is the amount that is needed for a comfortable retirement. So, assuming a couple of the same age, they plan to retire at the age 65. Is that Singapore retirement age? It's probably even older, because the government feels that you guys are not doing your part to give birth to lots of baby in Singapore. So there's not many working population like aging population. So the age have to work longer. So it's like, if I'm not wrong, it should be around 67 years old right now. But I just put it at 65 years old. All right? So if the medium lifespan is at 85 years, which means a good 20 years, we need to consider for the 20 years, you have to have money. Yeah, so come more to ERA Property Mega Show and earn some $500. No, you have to plan carefully, all right? Because in the next 20 years, after your retirement age, there's something that will eat away the value of your money, and it's called inflation. And if we are living in an environment where inflation is hyper high, then what will happen to our value of money? It will depreciate. So what is the average 5 years inflationary rates that we are talking about? Every year, the value of our money depreciates by 2.7%. So if your bank deposits pay you anything lower than that, which means the value of money is not. is depreciating. But of course, you put in FD, you put in fixed deposit, there is more than 2.7%. So you have a little bit of growth on the money that you have in banks. So how much is enough? From ERA's research and market intelligence, we have these numbers for you. Okay? For someone who are very simple person, who is someone that is very simple person here? My agency leader probably know. We had the Kuchester video, who is the one that have the most, a simple person. All right, so the person who is simple is like, hey, every day I eat wanton mee can already. I go to kopitiam, eat my chicken rice for lunch, evening, breakfast, wanton mee, afternoon, chicken rice, nighttime, fish soup. And then this is my life. Every day, live frugally, and that annual expenses, it's about 30,000, because by then all the children has already married out, have their own family, and you only have to take care of yourself or probably your spouse. So both of you live basic, which will require an amount for the next 20 years, 782,000. Really? Yes, considering the inflation of 2.7%. So you need this money. So you ask yourself, look at your CPF account, enough or not? And look at your HDB value, enough or not? But you sell away HDB, then you're going to stay. So cannot. Maybe you have to do a remortgage back to HDB and use the remortgage scheme to get some money. Otherwise, if it's not enough, then what you have to do now? However, if it's enough, you're very happy with that, then congratulations, I give you a star here. However, you're not very happy, you say, hey, no holiday. We all Singaporeans like to go holiday, right? And guess what? All of you like to go one place called Japan. I just went to Japan. I see my agent in Japan, so far away. You haven't had that experience? Singaporean is like Chinese, is like everywhere. Because we love holidays, right? So even if you retire, do you want to go holidays? Yes, of course. They must say yes, then you attract holiday. So if you want to go holiday, the amount is 1.5 million. Yeah, because there's also saving for emergency, like medical. All right? So the first one is basic need. Never think about medical one, very healthy one. The second one is, got some, you need to take some medicine, some supplements, and then overseas holidays. So it's 1.5 million, almost doubled. You have enough? Are you in this category? Got right, you got 1.5 million in your savings, right? Steady, 2-star. Next group, this group, you want to have 2 overseas holidays, maybe further than Japan. Maybe go Paris, go and watch Olympic game. Yeah, over already. Okay, then you can go another place. Maybe you can go, you can go to USA. You can go to Switzerland. You can go to Japan. You can go many places too. And also you have sports like golf. Every year must go a few golf trips. All right, for this group, 100,000 a year. The previous group is 60,000. The previous group is 30,000. What this means is you need 2.6 million in your CPF account, in your bank account, and all your property add up together. And sell them all away and go for your holidays. Enough or not? Not enough. Okay. If you have enough, 3-star. Not enough, please let me your year. You need something. You need to do something for your long-term financial planning. It's either you continue to do the same thing the same way or do the same thing in a different way. So today you come for Property Mega Show. It is my mission to educate you that you need to do something. At least do something differently. All right? That will promise you a stable returns on your hard-earned money. Money is hard-earned, right? Am I right? You actually exchange your time with your employer for that salary that you get, and you spend your precious weekend with us. This hard-earned time and money, I appreciate that you are here. So please lend me your ear, because I will be helping you realize that you need to make your money work for you. And in order for your money to work for you, you have to find something that is stable. I'm not here to pitch for you to buy cryptocurrency or to buy any other things. Okay, I'm here to pitch for you property that is something stable, something very predictable in the Singapore property market, and also constant growth as evidenced by all the analytics that we are going to present to you, and also something that can give you cash flow. So that is property. So get ready before it's too late. All right. So this is what I've just explained earlier on. It's about capital. It's about wealth. So what is capital? As young as in my 20s, I am doing this on a monthly basis. Until today's date, my spreadsheet is still continuing. That is on my monthly income. And I'm looking at my net income, which means whatever revenue that you can generate from your work, from your investments, all right, from any other sources, that's called revenue, income, total income. But whatever you need to spend, you pay your income tax. You must remember this, every year you need to pay income tax. And if you earn a lot of money, you also have to pay a lot of income tax. All right? So income tax, you have to buy insurance. You got to pay insurance premium. You got to feed your children. You have to give to your parents. You have to give to your spouse. So all these are expenses. So minus off all the expenses, do you have a net income? That's what we call savings. And that's what we call capital. Do you have savings every month? Or you are a believer that every dollar that you have earned have to be spent away? This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Your relationship with money. So my relationship with money, I know that I want to grow my money. In order to jump out from here to here, I have to have savings. And that forms my capital. So much we're trying to talk to you about property. If you have no capital, you cannot play this game. If I want to play golf, I need to have that clubs. Are you with me? So if I want to invest, if I want to talk about property game, then I need to have capital. So the capital will go into here. So whatever assets that you have, all right, that asset is on leverage, which means you don't buy property 100% cash. Well, some of my clients and some of my friends actually do that because they pay down as quickly as possible and their net assets is actually 100%. Otherwise, your net assets is the assets that you have minus away whatever outstanding loan. So that's your net assets. Every month, I'm monitoring my net asset, which is my net worth. So how much do you really worth and how much do you really save? Do you want to know the national average on how many percent of your incomes goes into savings? Do you know? From the Department of Statistics, it says 1/3, 34% over the last 10 years. 34% of your incomes goes into saving. So I'm very glad that you're taking out your calculator, your phone, right? You're calculating, right? Okay, all your income add up together times or divide by 3. Are you saving that amount? That is national average. If you're not saving that amount, that is like you're below, you spend a lot of money. So cut down on your spending. Instead of going to coffee beans, go kopitiam. Instead of going kopitiam, make your own coffee. Yes. That savings is about daily. It's not one time you have lottery, you come here, make $500, you got $500 savings. I bet you spend that $500 a week. It's discipline. So if you really want to make money, first you must have money. And you got to preserve this money. The richest man in the whole world, Warren Buffett, says this. He's one of the richest men, not the richest man. He says this. If you want to be a great investor, first, you never let your capital drain off. You don't lose your capital. So as an investor, and I got to advise you as my brothers and sisters, hey, you have to save some money and preserve that and guide it. Okay, so because you know that you're going to bring it to this category called wealth. We're going to build our wealth, right? Okay, let me ask you this. Do you know how to calculate wealth now? Do you know how much you're worth? I say this, right? But actually, what is the amount that you should be worth? It is based on your income times your age divided by 10. Okay, take out a calculator. Your annual income, which you report to IRA, or rather the Inland Revenue, I'm sure you report the correct figure, times your age divided by 10. This formula I learned from The Millionaire Next Door, the book that I read. He says this is what you should be worth. So if you are below this amount, let me tell you this, you're not saving enough, you're not investing enough. But if you are above this, congratulations, you are already a successful investor. So you see here, but you're probably a bit bored because I go back to fundamental, this is all I know. That's why you're above this. Okay? So your net worth is very important. And how much is it? Based on your income times your age, divide by 10. If you're above this, congratulations. 3-star for you. Okay, so my mission is to help you realize that you need to build capital. Keep your job. Whatever you're good in, that's your strength. That's why you earn an income. So my dear property agent, continue to be a property agent in ERA because I know you make a lot of commission as a property agent. Keep your skill and your job here because this will bring you your income and your capital before we even talk about wealth. So that capital will become money at work instead of men at work. And this will accelerate your process because while working, your money is growing. While sleeping, your money is growing. So that's what I'm going to talk about, is to grow your money. So growth takes time. But I only have next 20 years to live only. Then which means you got to take faster time. We are not freehold, you know. There's a time frame that we will be expired. And you cannot work forever also, right? Even how skillful you are, you cannot work forever. And I'm sure you don't want to work forever. Hey, seriously, am I going to work forever until my last breath? I'm still talking to you about this. Won't be. I'll be doing something that's worthwhile of my time with my loved one. Similarly, you. So if you don't have a lot of time, you need to take some time to grow your money as quickly as possible. So how fast can my capital double? I mean, let's put it this way. If it only takes you 20 years to double your money, is it a good investment? 20 years to double your money. Is it a good investment? How about 10 years? 5 years to double your money. Okay, we are talking about how long it takes to double your money. It's actually about percentage growth rates. This is percentage growth rate. Your annual growth rate is compounded growth rate. If you are talking about 2%, you take it 36 years. So you put in the bank 2%. Very happy. I cannot say I'm very happy, but I'm very sad for you. The bank's very happy because they take your 2%, they make 10%. They got net 8%. So this is how the banks make money. But we all have 2% very happy. Oh, I can fight inflation. Okay, what about 3%? Takes 24 years to double your money. 4%, 18 years. 6%, 12 years. 8%, 9 years. And all the way to 18%, only 4 years to double your money. This is the money game. You need growth rates. So someone from somewhere took your phone number, call you, and you pick up their phone and say, hey, John, I tell you what, I'm your long-lost friend. Michael, remember not? Your primary school friend. I'm in the financial planning industry. I got something that can give you 30% annual returns. Good or not? 30% returns, good or not? Would you want to hear or not? Spend only 30 minutes of your time only. All right, within 2 years, your money will double. 30% return. What do you think? You better run away. That's called scam call. Why? The richest man in the whole world, I just say Warren Buffett, protect your capital. His returns over the last 10 years is less than 15%. So you mean someone can make 30%, his name is called Michael. Your long-lost friend. There's a lot of scam out there. Don't be scammed. Don't be greedy. Don't be scammed. So I want to share with you this is, there's so many people kena scam. It's because of greed. So you got to know that you need growth, but you have to be very careful with your hard-earned money. All right? So the reasonable growth, I feel, is something that first must take care of inflation. So because the value of our money is really dropping, and in the 70s, we buy a cup of coffee that is 25 cents, and this is taken from Investopedia, And by the year 2022, about 2 years ago, that cup of coffee is 185 cents. That's the power of inflation. Eat away the value of your money. It's called erosion of our dollar value. This is real. So give another 10, 15 years. Do you think the value of money will be dropping again and again? Yes, definite. So we look into vehicle of investment to grow our resources. So these are all the vehicle of investments. Are you all very familiar with all this? Okay. Raise your hand if you make some money from all this asset class, all this vehicle. Lose some money also. Let's talk about them. Okay? Property. In my lifetime as a property investor and property agent, I've owned more than 20 property and I've sold a lot of them, and I lost in 2 types of property. All right, HDB, my condos in Sentosa, because I did a sub-sale. I tried to outsmart the market, but the global financial crisis killed me. Okay, and I also lose money in overseas property. I share with you this. Learn more from me in Millionaire Investor Masterclass. I will share more detail. Okay, so, but the rest of my property all make money. The most recent one is en bloc sales, that I have collected my $1 million proceeds from Shenton House en bloc. It's a commercial shops. There is F&B. Luchin, you know. And that's not including my cash flow, which is the rental that I collected over the last 5 years. So this is what I want to share with you. Property is one sure way of making good returns. All right, next, REITs. How many of you own REITs? Still own REITs? Still holding on to your REITs? Lost money, right? Over the last few years. And some of you holding some US commercial REITs lose a lot of money, right? You know how much you lose? 90% of your asset value lost. No more dividends for you. For those who bought Keppel Oak Pacific REITs and Manulife US REITs, I'm one of them. That's why I'm telling you I'm losing money in that. All right? That is REITs. A promise of cash is a promise of having dividends on a regular basis. But situation can change. Okay? Next, bonds. How many of you own bonds? Okay, so what is bonds? Banks lend money to people who are buying property, who are buying car, who are need study loans. At the same time, the banks sell bonds to have money. Or corporate sell bonds to raise funds. So bonds is like you are the lender. So you are the lender, official one. Okay, not along. You lend money to the bank. You buy a bond from a financial institution. You may lend money to the bank. So you are like the lender. So lender gets annual returns. Okay, so that's bonds. So bonds is also quite volatile. Sometimes up, sometimes down. Interest rate actually is a factor. As we now, in a high interest rate environment, it affected the bonds. Next is fixed deposit. So fixed deposit can never make you very rich in a very fast time. Okay? Can make you keep the value of your money because can fight inflation. Next, gold. Gold is something that is an asset, but you cannot use it. Can you really use gold? Quite difficult. It's very heavy, you know. 1 kg of gold carry in your haversack. You go and buy something with gold. You can't. Gold also don't give you any income. There's no dividends. Okay? Next is stocks. How many of you own stocks? Makes a lot of money in stocks. Lose a lot of money in stocks. Stocks is a very exciting vehicle. Really very exciting because it can drop 20%. It can take 2 days or 3 days to drop 20%. It probably take 2 months or 3 months to make 20%. Going up is slow, coming down is very fast. Too fast for you to react. Okay, so we call it heart attack. You cannot sleep well. So stocks and another thing, a new investment vehicle called crypto. How many of you invest in cryptocurrency? Crypto, all kind of crypto. Hey, young one must put a hand. You all never invest crypto? My young staff all invest in crypto. Sometimes very happy, most of the time very sad. My young property agent, you all invest in crypto, right? Because you all are very adventurous, right? Good lessons that you learn. You need to be punished. Yeah, for being too adventurous. Because you really don't know what you're buying. Okay, I give you a summary. Not very long ago, last 5 years only. Second quarter 2019 all the way to second quarter 2024. Taken away from the market research and also my private bankers. This is what they have for me to show you. First one is S&P 500. Are you all familiar with this term called S&P 500? All right, it's actually an index that measures 500 listed company in the New York Stock Exchange. I know you choose stock to buy. If you don't want to choose stock to buy, you just buy into the index. So it's the S&P 500 index. Over the last 5 years, the total return is 107%, which gives you a 5-year annual growth rate of 15%. Not bad, huh? Okay, next is gold. Gold gives you an annual return of 11%. Landed property gives you a return of 7.6%. Non-landed is 3.6%. Okay? STI index, Singapore's, our Singapore ST index is 5.2% annual returns. JP Singapore Liquidity Fund is as good as your fixed deposit. It's 1.6% over the last 5 years. S-REITs is minus. Okay, it's negative 0.9%. Average core inflation in US is 4.3%. In Singapore is 3.2% on the last 5-year average. So what this means is your money really have to work hard for you. It's depreciating by this amount here. And these are the asset class that can help you. So in that case, I can close my iPad here. Everybody go and invest S&P 500. Right? I got no business to do it. Bye-bye. See you guys. Bye. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye. Seriously, the financial market is very volatile and very unpredictable. I have put my dollar in the stock market in my 20s, as early as 22 years old. Until now, every month I look at my net income, I look at my net worth. I'm a shareholder of my company, APAC Realty. That's the only one that I have net worth. The rest of my money in S&P 500, in whatever funds that I have, endowers funds, S&P 500, REITs, all negative territory. Almost the last 30 over years. I share with you, truthfully, really, this thing kill you. It's called volatile. The market swing like a wild horse. You sell at the wrong time. Just recently, the market is very volatile over the last 2 weeks. Why? This kind of thing is 国家大事. The 国家 in Japan, they increase interest rate. It has been very low interest rate for the longest time now. You know, Singapore dollar, just 1 month ago, I went to Nagoya. I can change about 120, yen. 1 Singapore dollar equals 120 yen, right? 3 years ago, it was 80. So the yen has actually crashed. But then again, now they increase interest rate, the yen strengthened. And you know what? It's called carry trade effect. So a lot of fund managers, they actually bought yen at a very low price. Then they take the money and go and invest into a lot of investment like stocks and shares. And when the yen strengthen, they need to return back. So their rate of returns drop. So their stock value drop. So the whole market crashed over the last 2 weeks. You know what? I sold away all my DBS at $32. Today you go and check how much is it. Bloody hell. I'm affected again. It's $35 now. Seasoned investor. Yes, in property, but not in stock. I share with you this is, we are attracted to the stock market because the return is very good. It's 100% over the last 5 years. But do you have that, what it takes to be managing your own funds in the stock market? This is a chart that shows you the volatility of stocks. It's measured by an index called VIX. For those who are sophisticated investors, you know what I'm talking about. If the VIX is very high, that means during that time there's some crisis. 2019, COVID. This is 2007, global financial crisis. 1998, Asian financial crisis. The VIX actually jumped all the way up. And this is where the stocks go up and down. But if you hold on to your shares from 1990 DBS all the way till now, just one stock lah. Bro, you own some DBS? You, sir? Do you own some DBS shares? Don't. So how about you, sir? Do you own some DBS shares? Yes. You buy it during here? Hold all the way here? Boom, tam, jali. But not everybody is like him. Many people is like me. Sell at the wrong time. Okay? So that explains resources. I got to speed up because the next speaker is coming. Okay, I go into the second thing called entry. How to get started is to do your sum carefully. It's your hard-earned money. Do your sum carefully and on your cost. And decide on what property type that you can buy. Whether is it HDB to condos, new or resale condo, and landed property, commercial property, industrial property, ERA property mega show will give you some insights on which property type you should anchor yourself into in order to grow your asset. So what is the entry requirement is your capital. So how much money? Okay, we look at, if it's HDB resale flat, you got to look into whether you are going to take HDB loan or bank loan. So we calculate what is the down payment. So it's either 20% of the price of the HDB flat or 25% if you take bank loan. If you are paying for something that is above the valuation price, you have to pay cash. Next is the stamp fee, which is quite substantial in your property investment. So this is all the formula, all right? I think most of you here are quite familiar with this. If you are very young, take note, there are costs of investment. It's called entry requirement. So besides the down payment, you have to pay for stamp fee, all right? And then for condo, it's about bank loan is 25% for first timer. So if you are first timer, this is the percentage that you need to take note. So of course, other costs should include legal fee, professional fee, interest, cost, and property tax and others. ABSD, the formula is all here. All right, if you like this chart, you can take photo. Okay, let me move on. I give you an example. If you are buying a HDB resale that is 800K, your total down payment is about 230,000. So it's close to $250,000. If you are buying something that is 50K above market valuation, it's quite normal nowadays to pay above valuations. If you are buying a condo, say $2 million, all right, your down payment is about 570K. If you're buying a landed property that's 5 million, your down payment is about 1.5 million. Okay, got it? So this is your capital. All right, you save for many months, for many years. You have this capital. Or you sold away your existing property, you have this capital. And you can recycle your name for the next purchase so that you don't have to pay ABSD. And given the choice, would you buy a HDB resale flat or condos? I think the earlier speaker have mentioned a little bit on this. All right, but let me do a quick one. Over the last 15 years, we know that condo growth rates is so much higher than HDB resale flats. All right, so on this note, actually by this percentage higher, what does this mean by the amount? So this is the amount that is higher over the last 15 years, okay, is as much as if you bought something during this time, 2009, this asset value of 311K now have become 573,000. But if you bought a condo that is at 716K at first quarter 2009, 15 years later, right now, fast forward, is 1.872 million. This is median price, which means at the 50% mark of all the property transaction that we analyze, this is the actual number at 50% mark. So those who are at 99% mark could be higher. Those who are below the 50% mark could be lower on the 50%. This is not average. This is the 50% median. Okay, then we look at HDB policy. All right, let me explain to you HDB policy in more perspective. Okay, HDB is our close partner because HDB actually engaged property agencies like us also to talk about the market and also the impression given to most people in the industry, all right? And it is my position to educate you that actually million-dollar flats do not make up majority of the transaction. The HDB flat is still very affordable. In fact, we did my dream home survey, all right? On the average, HDB prices is $500,000 to $700,000 on the resale market. It's not really all every HDB flat is like above 1 million, all right? So the policies is quite consistent, affordable housing. So over the past years, government has built a lot of affordable housing, like 2011 to 2015, all right? Minister Carl has actually launched a lot of, back then he was the M&D minister, launched a lot of BTO flats. And similarly, right at 2021 to 2025, okay, Minister Desmond, who is current M&D minister, have also launched quite a lot of HDB flats, and these are all BTO flats. Now, BTO flats to satisfy the needs of the newlyweds. And every year, there is newlyweds like 20 over 1,000. Actually, over 5 years, to build 100,000 is to satisfy the next 5-year newlywed. So this is quite consistent. And you can see the time frame is like 10 years later. Okay, so we examine the latest one. The latest HDB is a little bit of different from 10 years ago. The latest HDB, there is classification of HDB known as prime and plus flat. So there's a lot of BTO that's in this very prime location or plus location, which is next to MRT, that's not in central, maybe in the non-mature estate. This prime and plus flat has an MOP of 10 years. So there's this MOP 10 years, which means you're going to hold on to the property for 10 years and you are not allowed to sell for the new BTO. Next is there's also high subsidy clawback, as much as 9% for the recent BTO launches, which means whatever you sell, you have to pay back 9%. For example, if you sell it in the future flat in the resale market at 1.11 million, you have to pay a clawback of 100,000 back to HDB. So what this means is you need to pay back the subsidy. Okay. Last but not least is resale buyer is subjected to an income cap of 14%, and this is the killer, because if any resale buyer that is capped at an income of 14,000, anyone earning more than this cannot buy your plus and plush flat. So which means the guy who is earning less than 14,000, the household that is earning less than 14,000 will not have so much savings, right? So you cannot buy cash above valuation as much. You're going to buy a valuation. So if you buy a valuation, means you have to take maximum loan. So in order to minimize cash, maximum loan, you have to buy something around 1.1 million. So what this means is even if you have money, you want to pay more than this, you also cannot, because you are above that 14,000. But if you are 14,000 and below, you can buy, but you don't have a lot of money. That's why in the end, the price could have capped at 1.1 million for all future plus and plum flat. So there is policies that have just introduced to control the ever-rising HDB prices. And I think this is a fantastic initiative by the ministers. And why so? Because it makes resale property more affordable generally across Singapore. So let me tell you this. This is our analysis. May come, may not come, but I just share with you. The last 10 years, there was an introduction of 115,000 flats. Remember, that was in 2011 to 2015. So at the peak of the market, actually, when there's a lot of new flats that's introduced, the market actually dropped in terms of HDB resale prices. All right, to a point that is at its low in 2020. That's pre-COVID time. Then there's a huge MOP supply from this group. It will eventually, 5 years later, MOP. So when MOP go out to the market, there is a surge in property prices. So before COVID, we believe that is because there's a lot of MOP 5-year-old flats. So there's a surge in demand, there's a surge in HDB prices. So right now, history repeat again. There is a lot of BTO launches. Next 5 years, because all these BTO launches, right now, there is the standard flat. There's still that 5-year thing. So those who are 5-year MOP, there will be another surge in HDB prices, probably in 2029 onwards, all the way to 2023. But from now onwards to 2029, we feel that the market will stabilize, or even growth will be muted, or even decline in terms of HDB resale prices. So don't chunk for HDB resale. If you are paying too much for HDB resale, in the next few years when there's a lot of people buying BTO flats, it will be history repeat by itself. The resale market price may drop. And if you are holding on to resale property right now, don't be too happy that your resale property price will continue to rise forever. Who knows, it will drop in the next few years. But you hold on tightly until 2029 when there's a huge MOP supply from the standard flats. The HDB market may continue to drive the sales up. However, 10 years later, there is the MOP of Plum and Plus flat. You know what? I just show you 14,000 income cap means resale prices is capped at about 1.1 million. So it will be quite flat. This is our prediction. May or may not come true, but my advice to you is if HDB has a policy to ensure affordability and also across the board, every young people out there starting to work will not be pressurized to enter the property market. The HDB resale market has to be capped. So this policy is excellent for long-term sustainable HDB prices. If you want real growth, I don't think this is the asset class. It is an asset class for you to stay, but not so much for long-term growth. Okay, if you run really long-term growth, let's look at other options like private property. So let's look into affordability. We have a check on how much loan you qualify for. Why loan is important? Okay, you buy a property, this is more than $1 million. You don't use $1 million to buy this. You buy this, even if you have $1 million, you take some loan. Why so? Because if your intention is to exit, you are using the bank money as a form of leverage. So leverage has its benefit, leverage gain. So for example, if you take a loan of 75%, and with this calculation shows me that my returns, my ROE is 80%. But if I take lower loan, like 50%, my gain drop to 40%. If I don't take loan at all, my gain is only 20%. It is better to take loan. All right? But for the long term, if nobody is paying that interest and you are paying your own interest, which means it is your property that you stay in, my advice for you is pay fully. If it's an investment property, continue to loan because your income received from rental will pay down all this capital and also loan interest. So how much can we borrow? Okay, this one national level. It depends on TDSR, MSR, if it's HDB or private. Private is TDSR. So we will look into your household and individual income and also home loan eligibility. So there are a lot of bankers in our office now. You can check home loan eligibility with them. Okay, they will give you something to fill up. They will tell you, okay, how much you qualify the loan. You not take picture of this. Okay, I actually prepared this to show you if this is your household income, husband and wife, if you are buying property using two names, it's here. If you are buying property using one name, it's your own individual income. All right, so this is monthly income, household income, monthly income that can use to access for the amount of loan. The loan quantum is here based on 3% interest rate. Okay, so if both of you are earning 20,000, husband and wife, if you are using both of you need to buy, taking into consideration a loan is only 10K. And the amount of loan is 2.3 million that you can loan. So if it's loan, if you are consider first-timer loan is 75%, the down payment is actually 25%, is 773,000. Okay? And the value of the property is actually this plus this equals to this. So you can buy something that is 3 million up if you're earning 20,000 here. Okay? But if you are earning only 10,000, then the property value that we're talking about is 1.5 million. So I'm sharing with you this is to give you a clearer perspective on affordability. So if for 2 million and below property, what kind of property you can buy? You can invest in. Here you are, which is new or resale property, condos. Based on transaction in the last 15 months, okay, these are the assets that you can invest in. All right? For 2 million to 2.5 million this year, and for 2.5 to 3.2 million. Later on, the next speaker will be explaining to you whether is it better to buy a new condo or resale condo. All right, so I'll not deep dive into that. Have you taken a picture of this? Good. Let me go to next. Is the median down payment. Okay, you can take a picture of this also. So this one shows you the new and resale condos. If it's 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, and 5-bedroom, how much is the down payment and the stamp duty and total upfront cash? So you need to understand what is the capital that's required. So here. So if you are going for a 5-bedroom for a new home, at least 1.3 million cash or CPF. Okay, if it's resale, it's 830,000 or cash or CPF. This is in OCR, outside core region. We go into something that's RCR, take the photo of this also. All right, this shows the down payment, the affordability. Okay, last one is CCR. Ready? Okay, let's go to CCR. This is the one. So if you buy something in the core region, is this. But I know we did that home survey. Majority of the respondent that we surveyed, 1,007 of the respondent that we have just surveyed most recently, most love RCR. Okay, Singaporean, most love RCR. That means in the city fringe. So this is the financial plans that you need. All right, how much down payment? Got it? Okay, let me move on to the last thing, which is location. So property is about selecting the right property in the right location. Not so much on timing the market, because timing the market is important. It's like a compounding interest rolling. So it's like a snowball effect to build your assets. But location, very important. All right? So I will not deep dive into all this, but the needs and wants is important. Buy something that you like, yes. Buy something that you need, yes. If you really need to live near your parents and not together with your parents, then you need to buy a property like this one. If you stay in Choa Chu Kang, you must stay near Choa Chu Kang, because you can ask your parents to take care of your kids. Or you don't want to cook, you go to our parents' house to eat. Right, that's why you buy near to your parents. Okay, so these are needs. Bo pian one. You cannot buy RCR, you might buy Choa Chu Kang, OCR. Bo pian, so it's here. Okay? However, you are someone that wu pian. You want to 望子成龙. You see? Elite school. So, elite school, important. We're not talking about asset growth, We're talking about needs. Okay? I need. Final one, MRT. I don't want to pay COE. I take MRT. Okay? So, needs and wants. Seriously, exit strategy is very important. You got needs and want, but who's going to buy from you in the future? So you buy something needs and want, must think exit strategy. So who will be your home buyer in the future? This is so important. Actually, the story is important. That means you must know how to tell story in the future. So where are all the storybooks? Here, URA master plan is the storybook that you can refer to. Because inside URA master plan will tell you which area will be developed into what kind of thing, into a digital district, into a science park, all right, into a AI park, or into all kind of things. So a lot of story in master plan, and they will tell you which location. So you buy there, you anchor there, got story to tell 5 years later or 10 years later, correct? So that's called exit strategy. Then the other one is government land sales. You buy the location condo in the locations that forever no government land sales. No catalyst. You know what's a catalyst? It's like a dynamite that explodes a bomb. So you need that story. What is that story? New condos that is coming. The new condo is priced like, the new condo price $1,000 above the resale condo. It will make your condo, who is a resale condo, so attractive. So that is exit strategy. You need GLS, government land sales. And where do you get this story? This storybook also presents URA. So you go and read the URA website. Okay, last but not least, you need affluent neighborhood, affluent buyer. So you look to the left, look to the right, not so affluent. I don't want to use the word rich or poor. It's like discrimination in today's very social world. You're recording me, right? I only want to use affluent crazy Asian. So you look to the left, to the right, all your and upstairs, downstairs, all rich people. All affluent people. Good or not? Good. You know why? Your next buyer, you want someone that is not so affluent to buy your property or very affluent to buy a property. You want someone that have income cap not to buy a property. No, right? That's why you should not go for something that must cap the buyer, then your buyer bully one buy your property, how to give you high price. So you want a buyer that's rich, right? Then I tell you, you must go for location targeting here. If you're owning HDB property, you want to buy condos or HDB resale, hey, target at HDB upgraders, because these are the people that is sitting on paper profit for their MOP flats. Agree? All right, be it 5 years, 6 years, or what, 7 years, or all the way to 15 years, there's still a lot of people haven't sold their BTO flats. And in this location especially, take photo. All right, these are the locations that has a large number of BTO flats reaching the 5-year MOP in this year, 2024, 2025, and 2026. They are in none other than Bukit Batok, Punggol, Sengkang, Sembawang, Yishun. Okay, 很多 affluent people in this location. They are sitting in paper profit. ERA agents is aggressively reaching out to them. Okay, when they sell their property, they got a lot of cash. So their capital will recycle back into the condo market. Next, exit strategy targeting the affluent. Like I say, you already stay in a not so affluent town. Why you need to buy back in the same affluent town? Or what? You will attract the same non-affluent people to stay in your place. Say, oh, I stay in a terrace house in a not so affluent place. I want to buy back a semi-D or even a bungalow in my same location. What for? Why don't you upgrade to a more affluent district? So this is what I'm coming from. I want to share with you, hey, where are all the affluent people staying in Singapore? Okay, high income earner. May not be rich, but high income. Because I only can look at Singapore Department of Statistics on income. There you are. This is the high income earner state. Number one, top one, 20,000 and above monthly income. Stays in Tanglin. Oh, very near to all the embassy here. Number two, River Valley. Yeah, I see some folks here stay in River Valley. Sibei uli you. Okay, third one, Bukit Timah and downtown core. Bukit Timah. When you hear Bukit Timah means, wow, 有钱人啊，对不对？Eh, bro, you stay in Bukit Timah? How about you guys? Okay, seriously, this is top 3. This is our billboard in Singapore. Okay, do you dream to stay in this location? Yeah, then you must build your capital and your asset. Okay, another one. This one must take photo. This one, do your lifetime planning. 你的人生第二春 focus in high income location. High income earner stays in this location. Tanglin, River Valley, Bukit Timah, downtown core. Pasir Ris, 小小. Oh. But there is a sudden drop here. So Pasir Ris is like this level. Okay, this top class. Then later, boom, another level. Then another level. Then last level. Why you put your hand on your face? You stay here. 左邻右舍都是 not so high income. Maybe they got a lot of asset. No income but a lot of asset. Okay, seriously. Hey, this one not said by me. This one said by SingStat, Singapore 36. So we try to tell you this. Hey, these are all the 有钱人, all the affluent, high income earner. Okay, so we have to take some action, bro. Sis, we're going to take some action. I'm already overrun. I'm going to take some action to give you $500, one of you. 5 years ago is the best time to take action. Don't you think so? 5 years ago is definitely a best time to take action. I tell you all the location. I show you how much money they make. Last 5 years, really buy one, really sell one. We compile the whole transaction. And then we show you what is the median profit that they make. Median, 50% mark. Condo in D10 makes 380,000. Close to eyes, 50% mark is 380,000. Okay? Worst location. D2 also make 113,000. Condo, resale or new, the median price is this. Okay, take a look at this. These are all the median profit. Take a photo here. This one for your reference. So later on, you go any of the property downstairs, you check, hey, which district are you? Got it? Okay, I have no bias. because some developer that is selling property here, they come and scold me later. But this is last 5 years. Doesn't mean next 5 years. Okay? Whatever past in the history may not be next 5 years, but I show you last 5 years first. Fair or not? You want to see landed property? No? How many of you stay in landed property? Yeah, show me a hand. Show me your hand. Higher, you will attract more landed property. Okay, very good. Would you like to take a look? Okay, terrace house. Last 5 years. Where is the district that most 摊交 one? Hey, where's District 8? Huh? Where's District 15? And where's District 20? There you are. This is the median profit. Real case. They bought within that 5 years and they sell within the 5 years, which means they may even sell during the SSD period. If not, it's after 3 full years, right? So these are the one that makes, and according to the district. Got lose money, no? Got terrace house in District 9. Orchard got some terrace house, right? Opposite Tanks. Opposite Lucky Plaza. Okay, next. Sammy D. Where's the district? District 10. 4.4 million. Followed by District 4. Where's District 4? Harbourfront. Sentosa. People make money and lose money. Because I bought the long asset class. I bought condos. This is landed. Okay, last one I will show you before I call it a day is this. Bungalows over the last 5 years. Hey, some rich bro and sis here, my KK, I know you own bungalow. Last 5 years, Sentosa bungalows makes the most money. All right, it's at District 4. This is median. This also includes good class bungalow. The whole of Singapore bungalows. Any classification says bungalow, District 4 is the ones that makes a median profit of 8 million. All right? Of course, there is 17, 16, and 20. You cannot hold. These are the owner that have lost some money. All right? The one that lose the most is District 20. Thomson after Thomson. Okay, bo bao jia. So minimize your risk. Go for the right location. Actually, to sum up, it's not last 5 years. The best time to take action is now. Because next 5 years, I will show you the same thing again. And you say, 他妈的, why 5 years ago never buy? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time.